It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Tuesday. On the radio, I call it Two for Tuesday. Two for Tuesday, the Geno Jones Show. So I'm coming to you live Monday through Friday. And my normal start times and start days are Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. It's about 6:31 up in New York City, down in Miami, over in Atlanta. 5:30, about 5:31 in Chicago, or down in New Orleans and Houston, up in Minneapolis or Milwaukee. 3:31 live in Los Angeles. So 6:30 East Coast, 5:30 Central Time. 4:30 if you're like in Denver in the Mountain Time, and 3:30 live in Los Angeles. And if you're big time, if you're balling like Oprah, maybe you got part of the island of Maui, or a whole lot of land, Hawaii 1:30. Tell everybody who's there, we say subscribe and share, screen grab, rip some of the video, chop it up into 30 seconds or 60 seconds or 90 seconds or 2 minutes, and make part of the monologue or my conversation go viral. Subscribe, share, screen grab, rip video, like, binge watch all my back episodes, and please, or as Brother James Brown, rest in power, would say, please, as he threw the cape off, please leave your comments in the comment section and tell, like you said, everybody to subscribe to the channel. So, first of all, one of the most important things, because there's going to be a couple things that's going to be really important I'm going to talk about today. But today is National Voter Registration Day. Okay? Early voting starts a week or two. It was supposed to start in North Carolina Monday, but there's like some court cases, appeal in the state Supreme Court. But anyway, early voting is going to be starting like literally in days and in weeks. So go to, you can either do it online now, you can do it in person in a lot of states. You can go online. So what I would recommend, call or go online to whatever county you live in, your county's Board of Elections office or website, and check. You can check, like here in South Carolina, we have something called scvotes.org. So you literally can go there. They'll ask you for your name. They usually ask for a couple of identifiers, that will confirm you are who you say you are. They'll probably ask you for like your birth date and maybe the last four numbers of your social security number. That's what they do here in South Carolina. Every state is different, and you got a lot of states they are allowing people to purge or kick people off the voter rolls just because they can, because there's still a lot of voter suppression going on. I digress. But today, National Voter Registration Day. So if you can, please check your voter registration status. And if you haven't done it, and do a Zoom call. Get like 100 folks, and all y'all go online and register at the same time. Because, we have strength in numbers. Okay? Now, real quick. Today, September 17th, happy birthday to, since I'm talking about South Carolina, this sister is a native of a little small town here in South Carolina. She was known to be, her character, Tasty in Orange is the New Black. She was Sophia in the latest movie version of The Color Purple. She was also Sophia in like the Broadway version of Color Purple Fantasia starred in the movie. As a matter of fact, Fantasia was the same character in the movie that she was on Broadway. Danielle Brooks, 35 today. Happy birthday. She is such a talented sister, too. Speaking of talented, the greatest quarterback in the NFL, number one, he is the baddest man. It's arguably, some say, the most talented quarterback to ever play quarterback. Patrick Mahomes, he's actually a junior. His daddy used to play baseball back in the day. He was Patrick Mahomes Sr., but his son, Patrick Mahomes, is 29 today, three-time Super Bowl champion with the Kansas City Chiefs. Vin Rock, all you Naughty by Nature fans, Vin Rock KG, and of course, my man, Tretch, Naughty by Nature, Vin Rock, 54 today. Speaking of rappers, the brother, he's more than a rapper. Yes, he's a rapper. He is the human beatbox. He is an entertainer and one of the baddest entertainers on this planet. My man, Doug E. Fresh, 58 today. Malik Yoba, if you were big, now I know ladies, some of y'all might be right around 50 now, maybe in mid-late 40s or early 50s. Back in the 90s, this show was on TV called New York Undercover. And a lot of you ladies had a thing for Malik Yoba. Malik Yoba, 57 today. B.B. Winans, a gospel music legend. The legendary Winans family. He and his sister had a great career as they were like a duet. B.B. and C.C. Winans. B.B. Winans is 62 today, and the most important birthday of all, to my very first niece. So she was actually the first grandchild between me and my two sisters from my mom, Takia Chambers. T, I love you so much. I am so proud. You are one incredibly strong woman. Your story is incredible. Your story of survivor is just amazing. Your strength your strength is an inspiration to me as your uncle, and I love you. You were rich. You were really like my first daughter. Before I actually had Boogie and Allie, it was T. So happy birthday to Kia. She's T. She'll always be my T, a.k.a. my Tiki Wood. Happy birthday, T. Uncle loves you so much. All right, now let me move on. Here's a pivot. You probably heard, so Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in New York last night. He was charged with sex trafficking and racketeering. Now, when the feds come for you, let me just explain something to you. And I take no joy in this conversation, sharing the story with you. But when the feds come for you, they're not just it ain't gonna be just one incident or one person. When they finally come for you, they got a whole lot of receipts. So the Department of Justice, they had a press conference. As a matter of fact, the dude that's head of the regional Department of Justice office in like New York City, or they call it the Southern District, is a brother. Look, no nonsense. So according to the Department of Justice, the feds say that Diddy, and yes, you are innocent until proven guilty. You're innocent until proven guilty. However, said Diddy abused, coerced, and threatened his victims to fulfill speaking of Diddy, his sexual desires. He forced victims to have sex with male sex workers. He used to have these things called freak-offs, which people in the entertainment industry have known, have heard. A lot of folks went. I didn't go to any of the freak-offs. And then I guess they were the freak-offs, and then the freak-off after party, the freak-off to the freak-offs. And these freak-offs, according to the Department of Justice, went on for days. They were videotaped, and they would drug their victims with drugs like ketamine and date rape drugs, just to drug people up so they could continue to have these sex freak-offs for days. They were going for days. The feds now, I had to laugh. It just goes to show you, man, when the feds are coming for your ass, they are coming for your ass. And they're going to put like every little thing in the indictment, 15 pages. The feds seized, I don't know, if you got stock with Johnson & Johnson, you might be happy to hear this. So the feds said they seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricant. So they didn't say if it was Johnson & Johnson. And listen, it's just the sound is funny because it's serious, because these victims are real people. They're humans, and there's nothing funny about that. And there's nothing funny about being a victim, being kidnapped. Now these are words that the feds also used. Diddy was accused in the indictment. He used arson, kidnapping, and violence to intimidate his victims. So there's nothing funny about that. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to come back because I've talked about this before, and I've shared a story. My mother was so gracious to allow me to not go into details because I would prefer her to tell her story, but she is on multiple occasions she's given me permission because She wants me to use my platforms to share her story, to try to save some other woman, or she would tell me as a little boy, she never wanted anyone else's daughter to go through what she went through, especially because of me. But it's something that where we've got to, as a culture, we've got to change the climate. Domestic violence, October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence and sexual violence, which unfortunately, my mother was a victim of both. I knew about the domestic violence. I've told the story about me basically fighting the man who was beating on her when I was 4 and a half. She was pregnant with my baby sister. But I didn't know until a couple years ago that my mother had been a victim twice of sexual violence. Domestic violence and sexual violence is not a woman's problem. And it's not about sex. It's not. It's about power and violence. But violence against women is not a woman's problem. It is a man's problem. And it's going to be up to us as men to eradicate it, to end it. We've got the power, but we've got to change the culture in our community. And that goes for all men of any background, but I'm speaking, they say charity, you have to clean up home first. Because, I don't have the platform. I have fans of all ethnic groups, black men, white men, Hispanic men, Asian men. But this show is rooted and is targeted for the culture. And I am a black man. I've been a black man for nearly 6 decades. So it is up to us to speak to each other, to our boys, the brothers we grew up with. If you're in a fraternity, your frat brothers, those who you have influence, that you coach, that you tutor, that you mentor, your nephews, your sons, each other. Violence against a woman under any circumstance is unacceptable. Now, yes, you have a right to defend yourself. And yes, domestic violence happens to men too. Yes, it does. But not at the rate it happens to women. But if you are, I will tell you what my mother told me. If you are in a relationship with a woman who is physically violent toward you, leave. Just leave and never turn around and don't go back. So we've got to change the culture. So I just wanted to update you, kind of give you an update on this latest saga with. By the way, and Diddy was denied bail, so his attorneys were asking for like a $50 million bond, but the judge is like, nope. So they arrested him last night. So I guess he's still in custody. Just wanted to share that with you. Now, speaking of music, on a happier, lighter note, I'm so excited to bring my guest on. And I know she's got rehearsal. She's been so patient. She is part of the Geno Jones Show family. I don't have friends of the show. She is part of the Geno Jones Show family. She's been on before. She is a true vocal talent. You got people who can sing, and then you got folks that can sing, and then you got vocal talents. She can sing, but she is a true vocal talent who has a new single called Love Me for the First Time. I wanted to tell me the story behind that because I'm like, damn, he loved you and he ain't loved you. He been with you and you telling him he got love me for the first time. She's got a brand new EP, and there you see that beautifully melanated queen, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Black Diamond. Hello, Queen.
Hello.
How are you?
I am amazing. I feel so good. I just feel refreshed. I feel excited for what's happening right now, currently, that I'm ready to share.
Well, listen, I am so excited for you. So look, I appreciate it. And I see you in the car. So first of all, your new single, Love Me for the First Time. So you got to tell me, I know there's a story behind it, I'm sure. So tell me the story or the inspiration, because like you just heard me say, I'm like, damn, love me. You gotta tell dude love me for the first time. It's like, well, maybe your ass need to go if I'm still telling you love me for the first.
Right.
What the hell you been doing all this time if you ain't been loving me and you been with me? So
Right.
let me
Right.
shut up, keep my jokes and editorial comments to myself. You tell us the story behind the song.
Well, shout out to Noah of the Heart, Noah Jessup. He's an amazing guitar player. He has a recording studio, Shark Attack Recording Co. And he has been inviting local musicians there. And of course, he invited me. And we just were in there one day, kind of playing around. And I just kind of came up with it, kind of on the top of my head. I knew I wanted to kind of write a song about that subject matter. Um, and so, of course, I was like, love me for the first time. Women, love yourself for the first time.
Ooh.
So somebody asked me, they were like, is this song about a man? I was like, no, this song is for me. Ooh. So it could be about a man, but that song is for me. So that song, women, when you hear that song,
see,
think about it. Love me for the first time.
Thank you, Black Diamond, because here my ass mansplaining, but I just, you know, a lot of times you just, that's what we get when we assume, but you know, it's like, love me for the first, I guess as a man you could, you know, thank God I don't hear nobody ever have to tell me that, but I digress. But no, that's so important. And what I think is even equally important, let me just say this, is what you just told us, that song, that title, that message, love me for the first time, could apply to all of us, any of us, regardless of gender or whatever. Love yourself. Yes, so many of us don't love that's beautiful. Yes, that's real talk. Because you can't love anyone else until you learn to love yourself.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes. So yeah. I do have amazing men in my life. So yeah, like I said, that song. Now there's a special person in my life, but that song, when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be for me. And I will have the chance to make more music that will be you know, EP that I'm working on. Yeah, that song can apply to however you want it to. But that for me, I was like, I'll let that be for me.
So I want you to talk about the EP in a second, but if you don't mind, I want to go back. I want you, if you don't mind, to elaborate, because this is something, like I said, I think on a human level we can all connect with. What was it that kind of triggered that in you, and what was that epiphany or that light bulb to say, hey, you know what, I gotta love me, really love me, or the moment when you said, wow, I really love myself for the first time. Do you remember that moment?
I think it was something about turning 38 maybe for me. That was last year.
Okay.
So I think leading up to my 38th birthday, I just was kind of like, as a person, just getting in a bad place, burnout, stress. And so, of course, I'm singing, and then I'm like, I'm not really enjoying this as much.
Wow.
I'm getting tired. I'm just being, I would feel like emotional out of the blue, or so I thought. Just very like, want to be by myself, just kind of isolated, because I was just like, oh, I just didn't want to be around anybody. And that's not really like me. I am an introvert, but I like being around people. But I don't know, it was like this sadness that came out of, like, maybe sadness or grief that came out of nowhere to me, because I felt like I was generally a happy person. And so when this started happening, I was like, okay, something's going on. Health problems started to rise, digestive problems, all these things. So I was like, what is going on? I'm like, I'm generally a healthy person. But I think just the more I kept singing and pushed myself and pushed myself and pushed myself, I just kept breaking myself down, because I just would not give myself a break. So your body will tell on you.
Ooh.
And
Say
then
it. Say
yeah, so that
it.
started happening, and I was like, oh, so I'm going to the doctor, and I'm like, oh, let me change my eating. So then I do that, and because they're telling me, oh, you look, everything's fine, and I'm like, no. So I'm thinking it's what I'm eating, and they're like, no. So yeah, I started working with a holistic. He actually is a musician, and he's in New York, so I started with his program, to kind of start working on my health. And little did I know what that would do for me. Um, because man, just losing the weight, just starting with my weight, starting with the most basic thing I could control at that time, which was my health and my weight.
Mhm.
So I started with that, and after that, it was like once I started with that, everything just kind of aligned, and I just started spending more time by myself, getting connected back to God. That for me, I had already started therapy. Matter of fact, last year on my birthday, and shout out to my therapist. He's amazing, Devin Miller. He's located in Texas, but he's been a part of my journey. And so I started with him last year on my birthday, and he was amazing. He just started opening up my mind and getting me to where I needed to be. But that centerpiece was my connection with God again. You know, um, because I feel like he had to make me depressed. He had to make me sick to get my attention so that I would face, this issue.
And
And
it's
so yeah,
amazing. What's amazing is amazing how the mental, the physical, and the spiritual and emotional is all attached. Because if one of those is off, because the mental, if the mental part of you is not right, the anxiety, stress, and depression and all that, it will affect your physical health.
yep,
That stress and anxiety can be a killer. It is no joke.
absolutely. And that's where a lot of that weight came from in me. So yeah, I think I'm so grateful that that happened to me, because had that not happened to me, had I not got burnout, had I not, started being unhappy and feeling all these things, I would have just kept going. So I think God causes those things to happen to you for us to slow down and to value our lives, because, um, yeah, like early this year, I was just like, I'm gonna just quit singing, and I was just like,
Oh my
no,
God.
you're not. I needed that time. I needed that break. So yeah, I feel good. Um, I just been keeping my mental clear, and I feel so good. My voice is better than ever. I, like I said, I went in that studio, and I mean, I did that song in about maybe 3 sessions, but it was almost like everything started coming back to me. My range, my creativity, my ability, even my ability has grown a whole lot. It is growing. So I'm just very grateful, just to be able to have shared my experience and, showed other women and be able to make an impact. And again, now that leads to my new organization and platform, which I am very excited about.
So share that, but tell us a little more. I want the viewers to know about your EP and where they can go and download all the music or purchase it or just support you in general.
Yes, well, it is called Love Me for the First Time. It is available on all streaming platforms. So Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, it's on all of those. And it will also be on the radio soon. So I'm excited about
Oh,
that.
great. So now is that the
Again,
title of the
shout out.
EP too? Let me just jump. Is that the title? So what's the EP title? Tell us about. Don't forget that too.
You know what? Right now I don't have one, but I
Okay.
know it will be 90s. It will be 90s inspired,
All right.
because that is a very that's a very influential era, and that's one of my favorite eras of music, and that's one of my eras of music that I love to perform, songs in. So it will be 90s driven, and I am so excited because I'm going to be using local producers, and I'm just very excited about about this new music.
So when are you going to drop the EP, or is it already out?
It's not, so I'm going to get back in the studio. I've been so busy planning this benefit concert in December
Tell us
to
about
launch my
that.
organization.
Yes.
So in December at Riverfront Park, again, turning your pain into purpose. You know, I always knew, you know, I always knew I was going to sing, but I knew that there was a greater purpose for my life. And, you know, of course, God revealed that to me. And so now I will be having a benefit concert, the first of its kind in Charleston at the Riverfront, December 21st. All female lineup. I'll be headlining. I got Shea Balboa. She's an amazing female DJ, young up and coming DJ, and she's amazing and dope. Lots of Black girl magic that day. I'm just so excited. It's gonna be amazing. It's around Christmas time, so we'll have female vendors. You can come do some last minute shopping and
I love that.
enjoy these performances. And all of the female performers, their singles will be played on the radio, and they all have a story, a survival story. All of these performers have a survival story. So I just can't wait. I'm excited. The city is behind me. Shout out to Reggie Burgess. He's the reason that I even am doing this. He's one of the influential people, first Black mayor in Charleston. So shout out to him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Part
Savannah,
of the Geno
Reese
Jones
G,
Show
Chris
family.
Galen.
Mayor Burgess, yes.
Yes. Yes. Courtney the Poet. We got Christy Love. So we got all hands on deck.
So do you have
everyone,
an exact? So
yeah.
we have an exact date.
Yes, December 21st, Riverfront Park.
What is that? A weekend?
That is a Saturday.
All right. Is it all day? Is it afternoon, evening? What are going to be the times?
Details are coming. I know that at the end, we're gonna end, you know, probably around evening time, because we know Charleston weather is kind of funny. So all details will be announced. There'll be press, there'll be media. I'll have a meet and greet next month. So yeah, look out for more details.
Well, when you make that official announcement, you need to, one of the places that you make that official announcement, you already got a media home right here. And come on, and I'm executive producing the show in real time. So come on with Courtney and all your female DJ and all your other performers. You all just come on the show live, and we'll just have a Zoom party and just talk about it. I cannot wait. That is December 21st.
Yes.
That's right before, 4 days
Yes.
before Christmas. And the fact that you're going to have vendors there where you can do Christmas shopping. I love this idea.
Yep.
Was this an idea and concept that you've had for a while, or did you collaborate? What's the backstory? Tell us the story behind it. And what was the inspiration?
Man, again, another God thing. I was like, okay, so what do you want to do at this concert? And I thought about going outside of the city, and I said, no, don't do that, because that's an issue that you have. Stay inside of the city and use the talent that you have, and let's cultivate and build up the talent. So I said, hey, this is your comeback concert. Be the headliner. Be the headliner.
Yes.
And I'm so glad. So like I said, this is going to be, if people think that they've seen me perform, they have not seen anything, for sure. Because like I said, after the break I took and I sang again, I was like, oh, where did this come from? So I was like, man, I'm ready. I'm ready. So
well,
get ready
for
something you've never. Yeah,
I can't
I'm
wait.
excited.
And normally I would pitch my services since I am the king of MCs, but I love it to where you're centering sisters and Black women. So I'm just gonna enjoy it and do a little Christmas shopping while I'm out there. That is just, but
Right.
you always had a home here. So, but if you guys haven't heard her single, please and go download it right now. Love Me for the First Time. When are we gonna see the video for that single?
Hopefully soon we can do a little something. So in between planning and recording and writing and stuff, hopefully soon.
All right. So once again, tell everybody where they can go and download, and I'm sure all your social media platforms, because you'll also have when your announcement is official with all the details for the big event that you're going to be having in December. First, let them know where they can go and support your music and download that song, and just kind of keep an eye out for the EP.
Of course, you can connect with me on Instagram, Black Diamond Sings on Instagram. Facebook is Christian Black Diamond Smalls. And then we also have the Black Diamond Band page. And I'm on TikTok, Black Diamond on TikTok. So yeah, watch out for me. You can download my single. EP is coming. Concert December 21st. More details coming. I also have a show Saturday at Poorhouse. That's going to be bananas. Me and
At
the guys
where?
have not
Now,
been
where's
together
it
and done a
at?
show, Black Diamond Band. Shout out to the Poorhouse on James Island.
Okay. All right. If you,
1977 Maybank
so if you're here in
Highway.
the
Yes.
Charleston metro area, the pour you said like pour a glass of wine.
POUR.
Pour, the pour, like the poorhouse. And give us that address.
Yes,
Get
sir.
everybody, if you're in this area this weekend, or even if you're not, you can drive down and check it out. You said 1977 Maybank Highway?
Yes, sir.
What's that?
James Island.
Johns Island. Okay. All right. All right.
Yep. Yep.
Well, listen, Black Diamond, I have been a fan of. I've been here almost 20 years now. We getting old. You ain't, because you talking about you was 38 last year. You look like you about 28. So listen, you know that we love you here on the show. You know, I love you.
Love y'all too.
And your energy, and I love your spirit. Well, you know that listen, there's no secret, but not just your talent, and like I said, you are a true vocal talent, but you got a spirit to match, or your spirit is even more beautiful than your voice, and that's saying a lot, because your voice is amazing. So I'm just happy for you. I'm proud of you, and you know you always got a home. You come co-host the show. You always got a home here on this show and this platform. So congratulations once again, and that's the music, the single. They can go and download it or purchase it on all the normal suspects when it comes to wherever you download and buy your music, Apple Music, and if you got the Android like me, they got like the Play Store. Is that where you get music for the Android?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, have a great rehearsal. Tell the band that I said thank you.
you.
But it is called the Black Diamond Band, so you the boss. So
Yes.
all right. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate you so much. I love you.
Thank you so much.
Just
love you too.
Keep just being great. I can't wait to hear the EP and your event in December. All right. Thanks so much. Drive careful out there, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Black Diamond. She is just
Alrighty.
really, if you knew her, got a chance to know her, you would know. Let me just click something real quick. I'll be back on camera. Come on. Stop playing around. Anyway, she is, get over there. She really got a beautiful spirit. You probably picked that up too, just watching. Just beautiful, beautiful sister inside and out. It's always the smile, but you never know what people are going through. Like she said, just love yourself. Don't let it be for the first, but if it is, if you are just now loving yourself for the first time, it's not too late. And if you're still struggling with it, get some help. But you can't learn to love anybody else. You can't. You can't truly love anyone else until you learn to love yourself. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life as always. God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. live in Los Angeles. Tell everybody to subscribe, to share the episode, to screen grab or rip some of the video of the conversation I just had with Black Diamond, rip some of my monologue you saw a few minutes ago, and if you missed any of this episode, you can go back. Show's about to end. You can go back and binge watch this and all my back episodes. So subscribe, share, screen grab, like. Speaking of binge watch all my back episodes, and please leave your comments. Leave your comments in the comments section. All right, that is so important. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He is the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. Check him out and his cuts. See, you keep a brother right. Check him out on IG or Instagram. Kel Be Cutting Up. KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones is the official wardrobe consultant and stylist. I like to call her the drip director of the Geno Jones Show. You can check her out on IG, on Instagram, and her Lexi Jones collection, fashion designer, future fashion designer, superstar. L like Lexi, X like extra, dot, N like Nanette, C like Charlie, L like Lexi, underscores, that little dash at the end of the second L, L, X dot N, C, L underscore. And Bruce Gage, the Mario Uomo collection, and the Flyball collection. So check them out on IG, on Instagram. You can type in Bruce Gage or Mario Uomo. Now, Uomo is an Italian name. So Uomo's got the W sound, but it's spelled U like umbrella, U-O like Oprah, M like Mary, O like Oprah. So Mario, M-A-R-I-O, U-O-M-O. Type that in the little search box, the little search magnifying glass icon on Instagram, and it will come up and you'll see the Mario Uomo collection and his Flyball collection. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Wednesday, Working Divas Wednesday, and Get Well Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Chicago, 3:30 p.m. live in Los Angeles. Thank you, and especially you. Thank you for watching. God, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. Go back and binge watch this episode, and make sure you tell everybody to subscribe. Get ready. The month of October will mark the 4th year anniversary of the Geno Jones Show. Big celebration, and I have a new subscription goal. Help me to get 1,000 new subscribers with the nearly 1,000 that I have now. So spread the word. Tell everybody to subscribe to the channel, share, screen grab, like, binge watch on my back episodes, and leave a comment. I'll see you Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks again to Black Diamond of the Black Diamond Band for my guest. And once again, happy birthday to my very first niece, the very first grandchild, Takia Chambers. T, I love you, sweetie. I'm so proud of you.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.